So let's be real. Have you been burned by business coaches before? Have you paid thousands of dollars to be able to get into masterminds, coaching programs, courses, and you still don't have the online fitness business you want? You still have a bunch of questions. You still are searching for what it is that you need to be able to do so that you can build the fitness business that you really want. And that's exactly what we're going to show you inside of this episode. And why I've got Josh sitting next to me right now is because he went through the exact same problem, but also, how many coaches have you talked to recently?
Over 1,000 in the last 12 months.
And what have you heard? And let us know if this sounds familiar as well.
Josh, I paid a couple $100s for a course, or I paid for a $1,000 to $2,000 per month mastermind for a 6 to 12 month commitment. I was given a bunch of videos to watch. I got one Zoom call with a semi-famous person every single week, and I'm still in the same position that I was 12, 18, 24 months ago. I don't have consistent leads coming through. I don't have the software and technology I need. I don't have a proven sales system. I still don't really know how to coach my clients. I haven't built out a team so I can give away all the meaningless tasks so I can focus on having fun coaching and loving my life. And ultimately, people haven't gotten the one thing that we are all here for: results.
So this is really important because one of the easiest ways not to be burned by a business coach is to ask them to build your business for you. And that's exactly what we're here to be able to do for you. But even if you don't join us, I want you to be able to watch this episode to the end, because this is where I want to show you exactly the huge problems that are going on right now and why you can still be struggling, why you can have tons of videos to watch, of being able to go through trying to read everything. Maybe you're trying to listen to all the podcasts, but you still have question after question after question, and you're drowning in that information. It's time for no more of that. And it's time for us to call a spade right now, and for us to be able to give you what it is that you actually need for you to be able to build a business. And so, Josh, I want you to be able to share what is it that actually got you to be able to build your business. So, because this guy started cleaning toilets at a local gym, now living around the world because he's not cleaning toilets right now.
That's right. Well, the reason why I get fired up about this, Chris, is because I was just like you. I had the love, I had the energy, I had the intention to go help people and change the world and do all that stuff, but I didn't know how. And I didn't know how because I was freestyling everything. There wasn't a method to the madness. There wasn't a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 process that I was following. And so what I did was, and this is why a little bit comparison of masterminds versus what we do here at the Coaches Cartel, we actually call what we do a licensing partnership plan. So we don't do a mastermind, we don't do coaching, because coaching is me telling you what to do and teaching you how to do it. We just build the damn business for you, because that's a lot easier for us and a lot more proven, because then the ball isn't in your court to go mess up whatever we taught you. And there's no one in the world doing that. But anyways, back to us. I came here because I needed to follow a plan. I knew if I had a plan, I would be disciplined enough to follow it. Very simply, I got the plan, I followed it. That's why it worked. So I was able to have the tech, the team, and the actual business systems with the ads and the email automations and all of the stuff that as a coach, I wasn't trained on how to know. I got my certification. Let me know if this is you. Got your certification, went to the gym, started training clients, and you don't know what to do now?
You get more clients. We can't get more clients because there's only so many hours in the day.
And hey, now I'm making $4,000 a month, but I have no time to enjoy any of it. So it's like, that's where I was at, and what I ultimately needed, like I said, was the plan to be able to follow, to actually get a result. Real business systems that produce leads, convert leads, and deliver a great service. None of these masterminds are actually producing any results because there's no system behind it. It's all fluff.
So this is what I want to be able to do right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to link below for you the actual free group. Inside of this free group, we've got the 10K course. This is the exact course showing you step by step, being able to know what to do to be able to get leads and be able to sign on $10,000 worth of online clients. I'm going to give you my book as well, your first 100 clients, and I'm going to give you access to us being able to do the live trainings every single week and answering your questions as well. Why am I doing that?
It's very generous.
I want to do it because I want to show you that is so much easier to do what it is that you need to do to build your business as well. So if you want to be able to get access to the free group, I'll pop a link below for you to be able to get access into that. But what I want us to be able to go into right now to make this really practical for you is I want us to go through, well, what do you need to build your business as well, right? So what's the framework when someone comes through, whether they're starting from scratch or maybe they've been in the industry for years as well, what's the process you run them through?
I like to start a lot of coaches with the end in mind. So we're gonna talk about what you're actually delivering. How do you coach clients online? And not in like, all right, well, you'll send them this and you'll talk to them every once in a while. That's where most people's advice ends. And that drives me crazy because that doesn't help you.
Well, hang on. Let's just say, a lot of coaches right now, I've got Trainer Eyes, I've got, what's another one?
My PT Hub, there's Coach Distinction. Well, like, they're all kind of the same.
Cool. So you've got an app for it.
Yeah.
Right? But then it's the case of maybe you're doing one-on-one calls with the actual client as well. But then you've got to ask yourself, well, how many clients can you actually handle? And from the amount of clients that you can handle, can you actually charge enough to then not cap out at being able to reach the amount of money that you want as well? So for example, if you're charging $300 a month, you get 30 clients, you're going to be able to have a six-figure business starting off with. Okay, fantastic. But what happens if you want to be able to earn $250,000 a year? That model breaks, doesn't be able to get there because you can't handle the amount of clients that you need to be able to do it. And as well, you're doing all the work at the end of the day. So you're still trying to get leads, you're still trying to make sales, you're still trying to do the administration, then you're trying to coach all of your clients at the end of the day.
It's a mess.
Something breaks and usually it's you.
Yeah, so we start with the delivery of coaching. How do you actually coach your clients? I've done so many trainings on that. I did a 25-minute podcast episode where I walk you through the whole process. We've done many, many trainings on how to actually coach your clients. But long story short, you have day-to-day, week-to-week, and month-to-month communication. This is a standard operating procedure, meaning a technical process where I lay out in a document what you do. If you have enough humility to just drop ego and follow a process, you're gonna probably be able to take on, I would call it 100 coaching clients a month, no problem. My system will allow you to coach your clients in 1 hour of work per client per month, which means if you have 100 people, boo-hoo, cry me a river, you're working 20 hours a week and you're making a whole bunch of money. You're a mid-six-figure earner, which at that point, you're in that 350 to 400 K per year range. That's top 1% in the world, by the way. Yeah. Like, you are the wealthiest of the wealthiest doing something you love and working part-time. Yeah. So Chris, I start people with, what are we going to do with delivery of coaching? Because if they aren't sold on what they are selling, no one else will be. So from there, can we talk about client acquisition, marketing, and sales?
Yeah, let's do it.
So marketing, let's just go super big picture. This is what I wish I was taught when I was 14 years old when I started my first coaching job, right? From a technical business perspective, here's what has to happen first. The world needs to know that you exist. This is called brand awareness. This is marketing 101. Do people know you exist? So what I have people set up is a content calendar using our 4P framework. All kinds of trainings, they're here on the YouTube channel, they're inside the Facebook group. You can find how to do each of these. This would be a 7-hour video if we go through all of these. Marketing, how do we get people to know who you are? We do that through great content. We do that through clarity of who your market actually is, because the way you market to a 25-year-old bodybuilder that wants to get jacked, very different than the way you market and sell a 50-year-old woman that wants to love herself. Very different. So we have to make sure the market and the message are aligned from a marketing perspective. This could go into maybe your zone of genius, which are the different ways we actually start to get leads, which we're gonna do a video on later. But could you talk a little bit about the actual lead generation side of things?
Yeah, so let's do it really quickly because one of the next episodes coming out is going to be about the 3 ways to get leads. So let's go through these real quick. It's going to be number 1, you want to be able to build an audience. So how do you get people that don't know you to know you first? Because the important part is you need to be able to start building a relationship with them, which is the second part, which is usually going to be something you want to get them to opt into, whether it's a video, whether it's a guide, whether it's something. It doesn't really matter what that thing is, but is it actually giving them value that, number 1, shows that you can solve their problem? Then 2, being able to show that you have empathy for them as well, because that starts building the know, like, and trust factor. So there's audience building, then there's relationship building, which is the second tier campaign, and then there is the application building, which is getting them into the sales process. And this is the thing, there's only 3 steps. Once you build these 3 steps, or what I'd rather say 3 systems, then you have a predictable machine to start bringing in leads each and every week. And imagine waking up and looking at your phone and being like, oh wow, I've got, do you know what I mean, 5 more leads in my calendar. This is exactly what you should be working towards. And if you're doing things outside of that, stop, work on this, because this is one of the key critical things you need to put your process into.
All right, so here's what we've done. We've talked about delivery of coaching. What are we giving people when they're sold? We've talked about how do we get people's attention and how do we get people to know how awesome you are. There's this big thing in the middle that no one wants to talk about for whatever reason, and it's weird, and I don't know why, because if we don't have this, as I kill this fly, sales.
Yeah.
Sales is the scoreboard as to whether your business is winning or not. So now we have all these people that know who we are, but if they don't convert, if they don't join your freaking coaching program, you're in the friend zone.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say one thing first?
Yeah.
We know there's a bunch of business coaches out there that will sell you massive scripts for you to be able to follow. And the problem is the sales process becomes really tedious, it becomes hard, it becomes salesy, and it becomes very friction based because you're trying to do so much work in a sales conversation.
Yeah.
That sucks, and that's not something I want to be able to do, probably not something you want to do either. And that's why we set our marketing up in the way it does, because one, it brings in the right people. Josh was talking about making sure you attract the right people through the right messaging as well. Secondly, we're able to build the relationship, that know, like, and trust factor. We have empathy being shown. We have them knowing that we can actually solve the problem that they have as well, so that when it comes to a conversation, the conversation flips around and it's them interviewing, can they actually work with you, rather than you trying to do a song and dance like an absolute peanut, trying to get someone signed on, because what happens to things you chase? They run. And so rather than that, we want them coming to you hot and ready, willing, being able to work with you. So the sales process is really, do they fit? Can you actually help them? Or do they not? And if they do, you can take them on board and get them rocking from there.
100%. I don't do sales calls. I do client onboarding calls.
Yep.
Right? We're so great at content, by the time someone gets to that process with our business, it's like, Josh, Chris, I feel like I love you guys. I've known you for years. This is great. I'm like, we're not even selling right now, but these people are hot to trot and it's amazing. So the more work that marketing does, the less work that sales has to do, which is what you're not used to and what everyone else is kind of teaching. Most people teaching marketing suck really bad at marketing, which is why sales feels hard. It's this slow grind of a process. Dude, sales is fast and easy when you're doing marketing the right way. So just to give you a quick overview on this, because we did a great, people love this one, how to sell 5 $1,800 coaching packages every single week. Yeah. If you want to sell $36K worth of coaching every single month and have it be fun and easy, go watch that training we did over on the YouTube channel. It's so good. Yeah. But quick overview on sales. The first call is the triage call. This is a 10 to 15 minute chat where you are literally working through if and how you can help this person, right? Date your prospects a little bit. Take them to dinner first. You know what I'm saying? Get to know them, they get to know you. You can feel it out. At the end of those 15 minutes, you have the information you need by asking certain questions. Can I help this person? Do I like them? Do I feel like they trust me? Here's the ultimate question that I used after doing over 1,000 triages in the past year. If I had to invite this person over to my house with my family for dinner, how would I feel? And if I would feel good about it, I take them to the second call, which is the closing call. If there's any hesitation whatsoever, like, I don't know if I trust this person with my mom, or I don't know if they're, you know.
Well, I call them energy vampires.
Yeah, dude, you don't want to work with energy vampires, because the difference between you wanting to coach for the rest of your life or not is the quality of people that you work with. Right? So at the end of the triage, you figure out if and how you can help them. If you think they're a good fit, you take them to the second call. Go watch our training that we did on how to close people. We use value stacking, very simple objection handling strategies to make sure people feel comfortable and they see the value of what you do, so you don't have to do a backflip and try to impress someone to swindle them out of a $300 per month program. How do you sell and close and communicate in a moral way that gets people excited?
Yeah, so in an absolute nutshell, when it comes down to it, you don't need to waste thousands of dollars going into something that isn't going to give you exactly what you need. You don't need to be banging your head against the wall trying to figure it out yourself as well, because the easiest way is for it to be done for you. This is where we can do the heavy lifting for you. This is where we're going to be able to show you what it is that needs to be done and what's working right now as well. And that's why the easiest next step, and why I want to give you the things that are going to show you exactly how this breaks down, is join the free Facebook Facebook group. This is going to be everything laid out. Once you come into the group, we'll tag you in the exact post. We can direct you to the exact trainings that you're going to need depending on what the problem is that you have as well. It is the biggest no-brainer that I can give you right now, because if you've stuck with us for this long, I think that's going to be the absolute best next step as well. So go click the link below, go get access to the free group. We'll literally see you inside and we'll be answering your questions as well, because I think that's where we can give the most amount of value. But as always, thank you so much for being here, and we're looking forward to seeing you inside.